that's it for our entertainment section. We want to move into sports. And the first thing I want to talk about is Atlanta United. Fans of the show know that I'm a big soccer fan. Soccer is my number one, even though since moving to the States, I've learned a lot about all these other sports, football and basketball and baseball specifically. But yes,
quick question.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to find out that in certain countries, darts is a big sport in Europe.
Premier League darts.
Is that by any chance in some parts of Africa too?
I don't believe so. No.
Is there any sport that you can think of like Nigeria is like, this is a big sport in Nigeria, not anywhere else?
No, Nigeria is soccer and nothing else. Now South Africa, like cricket is like on
and
par
rugby?
with rugby. Yes, yeah, cricket, rugby. Nigeria, it's soccer, nothing.
I'd like to bring darts to the States, but anyways, let's talk about
there's track and field and all that stuff. But as far as like team sports, it's just soccer. All right, so yeah, soccer is my thing. In Atlanta, we only really had the Hawks and the Braves and all that stuff until 2017 when Atlanta United began and they started doing their first season. So in 2017, I became a founding member. I became a season ticket holder, and I've been renewing ever since. And every year they send season ticket holders gifts. So I got mine on Tuesday, I believe. And so I want to show you guys, and those on the podcast, please look for the video on YouTube so you can see this. This isn't the actual unboxing because I already unboxed, but I'm just going to show you the different things they brought. All right, so first is this little pamphlet. Can you see it on the screen? Yeah. So this is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's the I forget what the halo boards that you can see from anywhere in the stadium. And you see the highlights and all that stuff. Goal is what shows when they score a goal, right? Over here is the supporters section. This is around where my seats are. All right. So when you go in, it's just season 5, some words on it. It says 5 pillars, 5 stripes, 5 gifts. All right. Then I'm gonna flip through. Okay, 5, and then a phrase. Okay, and then it talks about unity, yada yada yada. Okay. Excellence, and here we have Arthur Blank. That's the team owner. We call him Uncle Arthur. He owns the Falcons as well. All right, that's him smashing the spike, which is a game day tradition. We do it every game. They bring in a different celebrity to do it, and he did it once. These are 2 roads on Grant Park that were renamed Atlanta and United. Okay, and then this is Joseph Martinez. He was once the holder of the the single season record for goals at 31. That's since been eclipsed by Carlos Vela of LAFC, but that's the guy. Now Carlos Vela has 34 goals in a season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this came, and they also sent this. So this is a little gold statue of this famous pose of Joseph Martinez. Just kneeling and looking like a boss. He's basically king in Atlanta now.
He is. Well, he's gonna be one of those iconic players for Atlanta United. Like, he's a founding father, you know.
Yes, I believe so. This is Young Jeezy. A big part of Atlanta culture is hip hop. So you might be wondering, okay, cool, Jeezy's from Atlanta. Why are we showing him? Well, because Atlanta United partnered with J Labs to give everybody headphones, but also everybody gets 3 months of Tidal for free, which is Jay-Z's music service. Right? So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that came. I think he's like part owner or something. So that's it for the book. So the book, J Labs, Martinez.
How have you listened to the quality of those speakerphones?
I haven't yet. No.
Oh, okay.
And then it came with yet another Atlanta United flag, because I don't have enough of those. And then the book, Good Company by Arthur Blank, with a foreword by President Jimmy Carter, who's like still building.
Really?
Yeah, still building like solar panels, and I think he's done the best of any post-presidency ever.
Hey, dog, I'm gonna need to borrow that. We're still gonna I'm gonna need to borrow that.
So Arthur Blank, co-founder of the Home Depot, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan Chase says it's essential transformative reading for leaders of today and tomorrow. So that's Good Company by Arthur Blank. And then yeah, so that's it. These are all the things they sent. I was really happy to receive this. As soon as I saw the box that was like black with a little bit of red, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the season gift.
Yeah.
Let me show you. Actually, I brought this down by accident, but this is from season 3, I think. No, this is from last year, season 4. They gave us one of those.
Oh, one of those spikes?
Yeah, one of those spikes. I can't remember what else was in there. Oh, they gave us commemorative coins. It's hard to see it. I don't want it to drop out. And then also the season ticket came in it as well. So they do this every year. I wonder if a lot of other teams do that across
I
different
believe
sports.
almost every membership, just about every membership gives out a membership gift.
Yeah,
I know there's people on Falcons pages that talk about it when they get it and stuff. But I'm gonna say right now, yours is probably a cheaper gift than the Falcons would be, only because what I mean by that is like you paid less for it than
Falcons
season holders.
Falcons season tickets are like in the at least close to like 2,000, right? Something like
that. They're a lot.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's it. That was a season gift that came in from Atlanta United. So let's talk about Atlanta United. The season. So the MLS season is starting this weekend. Actually, the MLS season is starting tomorrow. The first few games are going on tomorrow. I think Atlanta.
Tomorrow being
Friday the 16th. Yes. Atlanta's first game, I believe, is Saturday the 17th. I could be mistaken, but I know it's against Chicago. I did not opt to go to those games because I didn't want limited capacity games. So they sent out an email saying, "Hey, do you want to do limited capacity?" I said no. They're like, "Okay, we'll give you your tickets for 2022 instead." So that's what I'm doing. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a little worried about our offensive potency because Atlanta United has already played 2 games in the CONCACAF Champions League. For those who are not aware, CONCACAF is the governing body for North American confederations. So that would be your MLS, the Liga MX in Mexico, and then the different leagues in like, I think, no, not the Dominican Republic, but in all these other Central American countries. Those different leagues all partake.
Canada's not in it?
Canada is, but the thing is, you also have Canadian teams in the MLS, so it becomes kind of jumbled that way. Gotcha. So anyway, so 16 teams make it to the Champions League, and then they like play each other in like a tournament format. So Atlanta played the 2 Champions League games last week, and then earlier this week against Alajuelense, which is from Costa Rica, I think, and we beat them 2-0 on aggregate. But I wasn't very fond of how they looked on offense. They looked pretty stout on defense, but on offense, I was a little wary. So I'm shaky about Chicago. Justin Martinez is back. Tuesday was his first start since his gruesome injury last year. So I think as the team starts to get more in tune with each other, they'll start feeding him the ball better, and that'll be good. We also got Lisandro Lopez. He used to play for FC Porto in Portugal. He's 38 years old. He's like an old man, but he knows the game, right? So I'm happy that we have someone like that as a backup striker as well. I'm hopeful. I think it's gonna take like at least a good 4 or 5 games to really get our feet in there and see how we do. But I'm hopeful that the season goes well.
So a couple questions, being that I'm not as much of a soccer buff as you. Obviously, I know about MLS. I definitely pay attention to Atlanta United, especially paid attention when they went to the championship. So my first question is, obviously we talk a lot about Falcons, right? With Falcons, it's imperative. Like they ask, what happens if when they lost the first 2-3 games, we were like, all right, this season's pretty much done, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's just hard for you to get out of a hole. Is because there's so much more games in MLS. Is it a lot easier for a team to be like, all right, they go on a little bit of a losing streak at the very beginning, but it's not the end of the world. It just means that the only way that it would be the end of the world, I'm assuming, it's if they don't respond, right?
Yeah. So MLS is very different in that way. because there are that many more games, but also because making it to the playoffs is infinitely easier than it is in the NFL. I think right now, because the MLS keeps expanding way more than any other top tier soccer league in the world, which I think for me is kind of a problem. I think there's too much.
Saturation.
Yeah. There's saturation. Yeah, there's an oversaturation of teams. I think right now we're at 26. So what that means is you've got 13 teams in each conference. So you've got your Eastern Conference and Western Conference. You only need to be in the top 8 to make the playoffs. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard to make the playoffs in the MLS. Now, what do you do after you make the playoffs? That's a different question. Um, I wouldn't be worried if we like lose our first 3 games. If we lose our first 6 games, then that's a problem. They say the form table is always built on 6 games, so 6 games would be a problem. In any other league, if you lose your first 6 games, if you lose your first 3 games, you're probably not winning the title. But in MLS, as long as you sneak into the playoffs, anything's possible, right? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried after like April. No, even after May, I wouldn't be too worried. So
okay, perfect. So we talked about how Joseph Martinez is coming back, right? And I believe you've attributed the lack of success last year to Joseph Martinez's being gone, right? Because he's the heart and soul of the team.
Yeah.
So my question is, if Joseph Martinez has a comeback player of the year type of year, does that lead to a greater chance of a championship run?
I think very much so, yeah. And I would actually say, as a fan, I am more focused right now on the Champions League, on like winning the Champions League. I think that's the only trophy. That's the only trophy that we're missing. Some will say, well, we're also missing the Supporters Shield. To be honest, no one cares about the Supporters Shield. It's not a thing. It's like it's an American construct. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. But
educate us. What's the Supporters Shield?
The Supporters Shield. So the Supporters Shield means you got the most points in the regular season, right? And now in most leagues, that means you won the league, right? Because it's just like in the English Premier League, Manchester City right now, they're gonna win the league. We know this already because it's unlikely that they'll be caught in the points. Even if they lose the final game of the season, that's fine because it's not a championship game. It's just a string of games. But in the MLS, when you have regular season and postseason, it doesn't matter if you get the most points. It doesn't matter. You remember the Warriors getting 73 wins and 9 losses that one season, and then they lost to the Cavs in the end. No one said, here, Warriors, have this trophy for winning 73 games. No, right. But only in the MLS do you get something called the Supporters Shield. So the Supporters Shield, it's a nonsense trophy. Either make points be how you win it all, or make it be the playoffs, which is what it currently is, the MLS Cup.
Does the Supporters Shield dictate who has home field advantage though?
Yes, it does. It dictates seeding.
Okay.
That's it. But the idea that it's somehow on par with winning the MLS Cup, nah, it's not. And I understand why they can't make the Supporters Shield the way by which they say that you're the winner of the league. Unlike other leagues, like in the English Premier League, there are 20 teams, and you have 38 games a year because you play the other 19 teams once at home and once away. 38. Okay. In the MLS, you have 34 games, and it's an unbalanced schedule. I think you play the teams in your conference twice, and then teams in the other conference once, but then you might face a team in the other conference an extra time or something. Like it's not, so people aren't having the same strength of schedule. So you can't really say, okay, whoever does best wins the league. Well, no, this person might have had a harder schedule. So yeah,
could have gone against a scrub team, gotten 12 points against them, and got against a great team, beat them, but lost to them, and got 1 point.
Yeah. Well, no.
Or the other way around.
You're missing the point format. The point format is 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 for a loss. I knew that. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, don't worry about the Supporters Shield. The one that we're missing is the Champions League, which is the continental tournament. The one that I said we won the round of 16 of. we're now in the quarterfinals, and we're actually facing another MLS team. We're facing the Philadelphia Union. So that would be nice. Because if we beat them, then
So this isn't the CONCACAF, the one that
it is the CONCACAF Champions League. But
I thought they had already won the CONCACAF Championship League.
Atlanta
United.
No, we won the U.S. Open Cup. So U.S. Open Cup is only within
the U.S. Oh, that's the one where it's MLS,
MLS, USL, NAS. All those teams are in there.
I remember.
Yeah. I think the one you might be thinking of is we won it was like a Super Cup, or I forget what it's called.
The one where we beat
Copa Club America.
Yeah.
So the problem with that one, look, I'll take every trophy, right? But the problem with that one is it's basically just it's a one-off game, right? The champions of MLS versus the champions of Mexico. It's like it's more of like an exhibition game, if you will.
Gotcha.
And it's not a neutral site. It's we hosted it. So
and it's not like it's because so they've actually XFL right was bought out by Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Hobbs, and they decided to have they've been talking that they're going to work on having intra league games between them and CFL, the Canadian Football League.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird because they have different rules, so I don't know if they're going to unionize their rules to make them all be the same.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're thinking about, and then they're saying at the end we'll have our champions versus the champ. That would make more sense, but this is not the same, right? Isn't the one that like later on, or is it the beginning of the season, middle of the season? How does it work?
The one that I went to was like beginning of August, and actually that's a very good point you make, because the Mexican League season goes from like August to May, like the traditional soccer league, whereas the MLS goes from like March to November, or in some cases December. So we're right in the middle of our season. We've hit our strides. We're in mid-season form.
Yeah.
Whereas for this Mexican team, it's kind of like a preseason game for them. It's not the same.
Isn't it like they're the champion of last season?
Yeah, of the previous.
So it's kind of like you could suck this year.
Yeah.
But you're not really going against the best. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So it never really felt like a fair representation of like, the best in US versus the best in Mexico, right? I think the CONCACAF Champions League is a better representation of like the best continentally, right? The winner of that league, the winner of this league, the US Open Cup champion, so on and so forth. So yeah, I am looking forward to the season. I think it's going to be good. I'm hoping we win the Champions League so we can add that to our belt. And I think if we make the playoffs, the sky's the limit. Because I know by September, we're going to be hitting our stride with our new coach, Gabriel Heinze, another Argentine.
I was going to ask you. So it's not early enough yet for you to know.
Not late enough, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's too early.
It's too early
to really say, he's going to do this or he's going to do that, right?
Yeah, I've never known him as a coach. I know him as a player, of course, but I don't know his work as a coach, so I can't tell. But it seems like he's bringing more of an attacking impetus to the team, even though right now we're looking a little weird. I don't like that player. Damn, he makes some really bad passes. Barca seems a little bit still kind of selfish. So the team still needs to gel together. But once we get there, I have a really good feeling about this team.
All right, cool. By the way, Zino said in pre-production, MLS is LA United's gonna be like a 2-minute segment.
Oh, right. Well, because I thought I was just gonna talk about the Champions League and that they have a game coming up, and then we ended up going into the season gift and all that stuff.
And you educate, man. Listen, you're here to. There's people who listen to politics only who get to learn about sports through you. You're a Renaissance man when it comes to sports, but obviously your niche is soccer.
It's soccer, yes, it is.